Hello, Internet. My name is Matt, and today we're going to talk about Gamescom 2011, which is taking place in Cologne, Germany, all this week. Specifically today, we're going to talk about EA press conference, where they revealed a lot of cool games, and you should definitely go check that out. So one of the first things they revealed was FIFA Street, which is soccer game, of course, for those who don't call it football. But it's basically a street version of FIFA 12. So they're going to use all their advancements from their FIFA 12 game, which comes out in September, I believe, and they're going to develop it in a street scenario where they don't have as many rules and regulations, and it's 5v5 games or sometimes 6v6 games, soccer players, which is nice because I played the old FIFA Street games and I really liked those. I'm not a big fan of the annual FIFA games, but whenever a exotic one like Street comes out, I'm excited. One of the other games they talked about was Need for Speed Run, or Need for Speed The Run, and supposedly there's a $25 million race taking place coast to coast from LA to New York, and supposedly there's going to be environmental effects and hazards like snow and dust, sandstorms and avalanches, which they demonstrated in their live demo. Also, they are going to envelop some on foot running as well, along with their patent down formula of the Need for Speed, and supposedly using Frostbite 2 as well. So that'll be great. I'm kind of looking forward to that. The past few Need for Speeds haven't really impressed me, but hopefully this one will, with mixing some parkour with their normal street racing. Next, I forget the guy's name, but the EA representative talked about Dragon Age Legends, which is basically their Facebook and Google Plus RPG. I don't really have any interest in that. He also talked about Warhammer Online Wrath of Heroes, which is supposedly a play-for-free PvP game coming in the fall, I believe. And the unique feature is it's play-for-free and it's 6v6v6 combat. That opens up a whole new level in terms of PvP. The few games I've played with PvP have been, red versus blue team, but now you have like red, blue, and green team. So that's pretty cool. The next most important title we talked about was Star Wars: The Old Republic, and that is a PC MMORPG, if you didn't know that already, that takes place years before the movies. Specifically in the conference, they showcased their operation called Eternity Vault, and that's basically a raid, which is where you have multiple teammates take on a usually very challenging story event. So they had a live stage demo, about I think it was 8 or 10 demoers against this Eternity Vault scenario. And what happened was their ship crashed. Their ship was being shot down. They had to take evacuation pods. They crashed down near the Eternity Vault. And there's these two big turrets and tons of droids and bots attacking them. And there was a whole team of evil classes, the Sith Inquisitor, the Imperial Bounty Hunters and stuff. So there was a lot of team action going on there, which was pretty interesting in my opinion. It was also really fast paced. Then after they took out these two turrets and droids, a giant annihilation droid came up. Supposedly, the announcer said that it was used to exterminate races and planets, but was reprogrammed to defend the Eternity Vault, and unfortunately the demo was lost. However, it proved how difficult these raids and operations could be. Closely in line with that, they talked about Mass Effect 3, They didn't really say a whole lot that is new. However, they did show the squad leader trailer and emphasize that it'll be an all-out galactic war, which is pretty cool. I like Mass Effect 2. It has really nice story elements, and along with that Star Wars-y feel, it'll be really good. I'm excited for that. One of the other games I'm also very excited for is SSX, which comes out January of 2012. And if you don't know what SSX is, it's basically snowboarding to the extreme. They're using mountains and hills based on NASA and Google Earth images, which is really cool because then they are taking what Mount Everest or Mount Kilimanjaro or the Alps really look like and incorporating that as tracks and races in their game. There's some real world tie-ins there. And then the big thing they emphasized though was their multiplayer, which there are two modes they had for that were Explore, which is essentially where you play against ghosts of your friends and other players and try and top their high scores and whatnot, similar to the Need for Speed Auto Law, which they are calling RiderNet in this game, which, I never played the new Need for Speed, so I'm not quite sure what that's like, but I've heard really good things about it. And their second part of multiplayer is global events, racing against other people in real time, and they say you can race up against 100,000 other opponents, which is an enormous number for a race in any game, let alone a snowboarding game. But it looks really cool nonetheless, and that will be a game I'm probably going to pick up. Another two games here, they were emphasizing their third-party developers, I would say. Probably not the right term, but other developers besides themselves. And the first game was Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning, which is supposedly an MMO, Oblivion-esque game that comes out on February 7th. I really have to applaud spokesperson for that game. He did a great job and was very enthusiastic. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It is actually a really entertaining game to look at. Looks pretty good. The next game they advertised was The Secret World, which is a present-day MMO where every myth you've ever heard. So I guess that means like the Boogeyman and Abominable Snowman and Sasquatch and stuff are real. But it's based around these three societies and organizations. They somehow interact with these myths and legends that you may or may not have heard of. The trailer is really cool if you haven't seen it. Really nice and well done cinematic. But their big point they're hitting home with The Secret World is that there's no classes. There's just a pool of 500 or more skills that you can use to make your character however you want him to be, him or her to be. And you can make him a ranged character, DPS, tank, whatever, but you don't have to clearly define that. You can mix and match or go really forward one way. And they said the beta for that was August 26th, which is right around the corner, and you should definitely check that out. After the Secret World, they're talking about FIFA 12, which is an improvement off of FIFA 11 in every way possible. They're using better physics. Precision dribbling was also a heavy point, as well as lifelike injuries. They also said that Ultimate Team would be shipping with the disc. It would be built in there, so you don't have to. I believe you had to rebuy for that, so there's none of transactions going on there. They're also using Pro Player Intelligence System, which will incorporate various factors and variables to make the players seem more pro and lifelike, and that's coming in September.